It's Friday. I wanted to come on and talk about this idea of not being a perfect parent. And as a parent coach, I am far from the perfect parent. Go figure. Why I love what I do, because it's a journey for me. My son is 6, my daughter's 10. Of course, I don't have all the answers. I have the things that have worked for me. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the theoretical parts of parenting versus the practical parts of parenting. And before I get into that, I really want to make sure that if you are on this channel and you enjoy what I'm talking about, that you hit the bell and you subscribe so that you don't miss my live videos, or you get notifications when I make a new video, because I never know when I'm going to put them on here. I like to walk and talk, or I get inspiration, and that's how I roll. I will make a video, plop it in here. I also have an email list where I do email out my videos and my blogs. And so you can go to TanyaMilano.com, scroll to the bottom of the page, and get on the mailing list right down there. I only email about once a week, so I'm not throwing a bunch of stuff at you. And lastly, I do have a Facebook group where I have a ton of materials, strategies, and tools in the guides section. It's called Burnt Out Moms, Breaking Cycles and Reparenting Yourself. Okay, let's get into this. Why we think we need to be perfect as parents. And where did that come from? Okay, so let's back up a little bit. All the way back to childhood. Did you see, first thing, did you see your parents as knowing a lot, being did you idolize them? Did you think they had all the answers? Depending on the age, you wanted to rely on them to take care of you. Of course, they were there. They knew what they were doing. They were the safe place. Or did you see that they had some limitations, that they weren't always there for you, that they didn't make the best choices? Okay, there are usually two camps, so figure that out. And for me, I knew I wanted to do things differently. My parents loved me a lot. They loved all of us. I'm the oldest of 5 kids. They had limitations, like all humans do. And I've been talking about this week. Of course, I dive deeper and deeper into what it is about my own journey. And there's parts of it I forget because I'm getting older. And until I really reflect on them, talk to coaches about it, therapists, friends, family, I forget a lot of it. So doing this reflective time, working with a coach, so important to figuring out your internal journey of parenthood. So early on in my adulthood, I didn't want to be a parent. I didn't want to mess up my kids. I didn't want to take away from my dreams. I love to work. I love to have a purpose other than motherhood. And I thought, well, kids don't really allow much time for that. And as I matured, as I met Tanner and realized that I can decide, I can set boundaries, I can still work, which, get into early motherhood, and then I went through the other side of that story. I'm looking for cars. Okay. So I decided I did want kids, and it was going to be really important to me to make it work. So, where was I going with this? Being perfect. Okay. Teaching. Because of my overachiever, perfectionist, I want to do things right. I want to learn all the things. Tell me. Learn. I want the answers. I read a lot of books on teaching, a lot of books on parenting, lots of trainings on social emotional aspects of teaching, of parenting. Decided I want to do attachment parenting and child-led learning, child-led weaning. Is that what it's called? I forget all the baby stuff now. And theoretically, I was just talking to this difference between theory, like reading the books, oh, that sounds really good, I'm going to do that. And then practically, not having the practical skills to carry it out. If you have an early parenting template of parents who didn't have the emotional capacity to model some of these things, of course it's going to be difficult. Of course you're not always going to be perfect. And I'm planning this children's series at a grief organization. And the woman who I'm collaborating with, she said to me, I'm a social scientist. Theoretically, I get child development. I know all the stages. Practically, I need someone that's worked with kids, right? And that's where I come in. I'm going to go in and do some mindfulness with the kids and stuff, grief counseling activities. So of course you're not going to be perfect because it takes a practice. It takes a practice. And the reason I brought this up is because it comes up in coaching. It also comes up with Tanner, my husband, that, hey, why are you still yelling at our kids? That's me. I'm yelling at I get frustrated. I'm not practicing my safe seat practice. I'm not slowing down and doing the work it takes for me to self-regulate. Of course, it's going to come out in that early strategy that I developed, that stress response that I developed. And all I can do is set the bar higher and try again. Repair, reconnect, do all the things that I say to do in my coaching program. Om in the Home Revolution is open until September 30th. The doors are open. If you are looking to reconnect in yourself and in your parenting and in with the family members, even your partner, Om in the Home Revolution is the place for you. The link is in the description of the video. I can take 3 more people, tier 3 membership. That is where you get unlimited access to me in a messaging app. Well, during the weekdays. The weekends, I try not to respond. Boundaries. Unlimited question, answer, that kind of stuff, and one-on-one calls with me. Plus, you get all of the course materials. And if you get in by September 18th, that's Sunday night, you are going to be able to make my fall Parenting Paused course. And Parenting Paused course is where we learn the safe seat practice. This is the foundational practice of Pure Joy coaching. It is where we work through our triggers. We learn to slow down, not so we're going to be perfect, but because we're getting to know our own triggers and slowing them down so that we can respond in the moments rather than react in the moments. Parenting Pause is 8-week intensive, online material, online journaling, written material to read and print out. It is so good. It's transformed my life. Ooh, excuse me, trying to hike. And 4 live calls with me. Every other week we'll do a live call to work through the material, to process it. So good. So on my website as well, the deadline to join is Sunday night, September 18th.